When you're young in America, your parents used to tell you, finish eating your food because there are hungry children in Africa, right? That's what they used to say. Here's the thing. Our parents used to say the same shit to us. But they used to say, eat your food. There are hungry children in Somalia. Yeah, because of media, Somalia is like the Africa of Africa, okay? Even Africans are like, yo, Somalia, hey. We should send some money to Somalia. That's what we need to do.
Even Africans are roasting Somalians, and we are ready for it. Let's go.
Do you guys think St. Cloud has been taken over by Somalis?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the Somali takeover?
Get out.
I don't know.
You don't want him here?
I mean, we can't.
I mean, I'm fine with them. It's just that, it's overpopulating.
Do you feel like they're going to eventually overpopulate the Americans here?
Yeah, they definitely will.
And did you guys vote for them to come here? As far as, did you guys have to pass any legislation in order to receive them?
No.
In your personal opinion, what's the biggest issue with them being here inside of you guys' city?
Driving. It's always a car crash for no reason.
Robbing people.
Yeah, definitely crime. Pirates.
And the correlation between the Somalis and Muslims, are the majority of them all Muslims?
Yeah.
So 10 years from now, do you guys think the Somalis will be the majority here?
Yeah, definitely.
The Somalis are taking over. Someone please stop them now.
I think I have a kind of a strange relationship with food because when I was a kid, my mom always said that you have to eat everything from your plate. You have to eat all the food because there is starvation in Africa. And then I ate every day. And then I grew a bit older and I started to think that how have I helped?
This is such a good joke.
The situation in Africa. I'm now a little bit overweight. I hope they are happy.
Somalians are starving in Africa, that's why they're here.
You know it's gonna be a bad day for you when I'm posting your mugshot. This lady right here, her name is Dalara Muhammad. An old Dolly Muhammad here hit a 3-year-old autistic child with her vehicle, stopped, got out, saw that the child was halfway under her vehicle, got back into her vehicle, hit the reverse, and fled the scene. And they know about it because there was video of it. And there was a witness, and she lied about it anyway. What an absolute weapons-grade piece of human excrement. But what do y'all think? Let me know down in the comments.
What the fuck is wrong with these people? Crazy.
I love Minneapolis. I always say Minneapolis is like Kanye West. 6 years ago, it was great. Yeah. Yes. Should I go to the mall? Should I go to the lake? Should I go by Tim Walz' house and call him a retard? Who the hell knows? What are you gonna do? I don't know. Wow, okay. I don't know what the hell's going on in this town. Jesus Christ. You got 3M, Target, Pillsbury, and what the hell, a ton of Somalis, you know? You are a wacky bunch out here. Very random. I've seen you guys are all over the news. It's crazy. Tim Walz, his approval rating is downs. But, you know, tough times. Tough times out there. That Ilhan Omar, I'm attracted to her. She's like a sister to me, you know? And, okay. We're having fun. No wonder she wanted to come to the Twin Cities. She loves a twin. All right. Okay.
I love these kinds of humor, super edgy.
Democrat Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal recently claimed that immigrants from Somalia built this country, the United States of America.
Immigrants have built this country from all over the world, Somalia, India, wherever they're from.
It's a strange claim, since the Americas were discovered by Christopher Columbus in 1492, settled by the Virginia Company at Jamestown in 1607, and settled in New England by the Pilgrims on the Mayflower in 1620, founded as a cohesive nation through the Revolutionary War between 1775 and 1783, and governed by the Constitution, which was ratified in 1788, all of which occurred between 132 and 428 years before the first documented Somali arrived in the 1920s. When Somalis did finally make it over here in the 20s, it was not by the millions, or by the thousands, or even by the hundreds. It was by the dozens. Handfuls of sailors, so minuscule that they barely even appear in the historical record. In the 1950s, as Somali territories moved toward independence after decades of colonial government by the British, the French, and the Italians, some Somali students attended American universities. Again, we're talking about a vanishingly small number of Somalis visiting and studying in the United States. Even after the Hart-Celler Act of 1965 radically transformed America's immigration system, inaugurating the policy of mass migration that persists to this day, Somalis still barely came to the United States. In 1969, the Somali Republic collapsed after only 9 years of existence, giving way to the Marxist-Leninist Somali Democratic Republic. Even then, only a minuscule number of Somalis made it to America.
The Somalis did not build America at all. How could anybody think that?
Prosecutors say the money went toward luxury homes, high-end cars, jewelry, overseas transfers, and an entire network of shell companies.
Shell companies. Does that sound like something a Somali would be able to figure out how to do? Does this look like a mastermind of a billion-dollar scheme? And I know you're like, oh, Leonardo, that's just like one Somalian. They don't all look like that. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They all have that light bulb head. I don't know why they have so much space in their cranium, because they clearly don't have a brain and know how to use it. And you're going to tell me that they can figure out how to do a multi-million, upwards of billion-dollar scheme creating shell companies to hide the money? No. Now, I can believe that they spent it on a bunch of luxury vacations and cars and homes, because they are still, after all, black.
Roasted, absolutely roasted. I love this.
Ilhan Omar says the U.S. government will do what Somalians tell them to do. My answer to Somalians was that the U.S. government will only do what Somalians in the U.S. tell them to do. They will do what we want and nothing else. They must follow our orders, and that is how we will safeguard the interests of Somalia. We Somalians must have that confidence in ourselves that we call for the shots in the U.S. We live in the U.S., pay taxes, and in the U.S. we have a real voice. The U.S. is a country where one of your daughters, myself, is in Congress to represent your interests. For as long as I am in the U.S. Congress, Somalia will never be in danger. Its waters will not be stolen by Ethiopia. The U.S. would not dare support anyone against Somalia to steal our land. I really hope that's a mistranslation, because that sounds fucking treasonous.
She should be defending American interests and not Somalians at all.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We've got a spicy one today. Apparently, all those Somalian immigrants that were dropped off in Minnesota were not here making our country better. Imagine the shock. No, instead, they were here doing what Somalians do best, ripping your country off. Oh, you thought Somalians had to be on a boat in order to be pirates? That's where you're wrong. See, being a pirate is something that Somalians have been doing for generations and generations. At this point, it's so deep in their blood that they could pirate and steal and thieve right in the middle of the coldest climate in America with the nicest people who are totally unsuspecting that a bunch of people who look like this hate you and just want your money. Let's start with the scandal, where it has recently been revealed that the amount of thieving that the Somalian community in Minnesota may have done could actually be about $8 billion of fraud.
Look at that, Somalians stealing in America. Why am I not surprised?
Flashback to when Ilhan Omar begged a judge to show compassion for 9 Somalians who tried to join ISIS.
Election night was just 2 days ago, but it seems Minnesota Representative-elect Ilhan Omar may have already made her first move as an elected official. In a letter signed November 8th, Omar asks a U.S. district judge for compassion when sentencing 9 Minnesota Somali American men convicted of trying to join the terrorist group ISIS. She says the best deterrent to fanaticism is a system of compassion. We must alter our attitude and approach if we truly want to affect change. We should refocus our efforts on inclusion and rehabilitation.
Motherfucker, they tried to join terrorist organization. Of course this is her first move after she got elected.
That's what happens when you elect someone from the far left. They do crazy things.
How did you know I was Somali? His barber stands on the 2nd floor. A sniper's wet dream, you go ahead. Somali final boss, you are head of everything. Bro remembers tomorrow, head of department. Bro has space for another face. He's got a lot on his mind. Sniper need to zoom out to hit target. Bro gave us the
What a great meme song. I love it. I want to see more of this.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries, too. I can say it about other countries, too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point. I don't know if people mind me saying that, but I'm saying it. We could go one way or the other, and we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. They complain. And from where they came from, they got nothing. You know, they came from paradise, and they said, this isn't paradise.
God bless President Trump for saying what nobody else would dare to say.
6 new indictments and 1 guilty plea were announced yesterday as federal agents executed a search warrant on Ultimate Home Health Services, a Somali-owned home care agency. The new indictment zeroes in on the autism program called Early Intensive Developmental and Behavioral Intervention, or EIDBI, and zeroed in on housing stabilization programs. In the case of the housing stabilization programs, the Assistant U.S. Attorney Joe Thompson says defendants claim to provide housing assistance to people with mental illness or drug and alcohol problems, and they say the defendants submitted claims, provided no service. Thompson used the term fraud tourism, claiming 2 men from Philadelphia learned there was easy money in Minnesota, so they flew into the state, set up shop, and started billing the government. As far as defrauding the autism programs, Thompson introduced 1 new case of a defendant recruiting parents, getting bogus documents for a diagnosis of autism for the child. The parents would then get a kickback from the money intended to treat the autistic child.
So much fraud going on in Minnesota. About time someone stops them.
Now, the congressional Republicans are actually trying to get Ilhan Omar deported.
Well, I agree with the president 100%. Ilhan Omar is a walking example of everything that is wrong with our legal immigration policy. We imported tens of thousands of people who hate America, add no value to it, rob and steal from us. And we're supposed to be okay with it. I don't think Ilhan Omar should be expelled from Congress. I think she should be expelled from the United States. And that's something that I'm working on. But what prompted me to take this position is she decided to send around fundraising emails saying I should be expelled from Congress. Well, if that's her view, she should go for it. And so what I've said is if I'm going to try to expel her, it won't be in a fundraising email. She'll deal with it on the floor of the U.S. House of Representatives.
Ilhan Omar, if you hate America so much, just leave. Simple.
Stop bullying us. I'm not black. This is black. I'm not black. I'm not African either. I live in Africa. I'm Somali. I speak Somali. This is my flag.
We're not black, we're not Arab, we're Somali. Let me start off by why we're not black. This is black. This is brown. And there's not a single person in the world that's this skin color. Do your research. Black is the absence of color. It's what you get when there's no color. It's what you get when you turn off the light. You get black. And yes, I know there's going to be those people that say Somalis or East Africans are in that racial construct, that racial typology, that racial classification. But no, who made this thing? Who made this racial classification? It was the Europeans. The white man made it. And if a white man told me I'm a prick, doesn't mean I have to go by it. In my opinion, there's not a single person on this world, whether you're West African, East African, North African, South African, or even in the Caribbean, that's black. We are not this color. We are just different shades of brown. And I believe some people, like East Africans, don't accept what the colonial people told them they are. And other people obviously accept it and they don't care what a colonial or the people that enslaved them calls them. So right now, you're telling me if they called you back then, if they called you you're a prick or you're an idiot, you'll just accept it right now and you say, yeah, us Africans are idiots, we're pricks. Is that what you're telling me? Do the agents call themselves yellow or red?
Look at that, Somalians saying they are not black, they are not African. What a shocker.
If you are watching this tonight, and if you are an American citizen, that means that you are an American and nothing else. You are an American. Your parents, maybe your grandparents, maybe your great-great-grandparents immigrated here at some point from somewhere else. Mine came from Ireland, England, Canada, several places. But I am an American today, and I'm sure that you feel the same way. And for centuries, legal immigration into this country, again, we're talking about legal immigration through places like Ellis Island and others, took place from largely Christian, largely European nations, despite how many on the left just want to completely change our history. It remains a fact that this country, the good and the bad, by the way, was built by people who were essentially from countries in Europe. And at least part of the reason that the government, our own government, wanted people to immigrate to America is very simple. This country was brand new, with a whole lot of land, and we needed people. We needed people to come here and assimilate and build this country ultimately into what it would become. But many on the left just don't see it that way, and many Democrats like to compare legal immigration from largely Christian European nations more than a century ago and other parts of the world.
These people, they put Somalia first and not America first. They should be ashamed of themselves.
Trump just ended the protection for Somalis. The ones in Minnesota, he said it's over for them, to send them back to where they came from on his true social media. He's tired of them scamming Minnesota out of hundreds of millions of dollars. He must have heard about that Feed the Kids scam, where they said that they was feeding hundreds of thousands of kids, but they weren't. And he's tired of them terrorizing the people of Minnesota.
Hold on, be man. Sorry.
We tried to tell y'all 20 years ago when y'all started mass immigrating to Minnesota that something would happen to your youth. But you guys chose to take that moment and talk about how, lost and how violent and how uneducated our youth.
Illegals have no place here. If you're here illegally, ICE is gonna take care of you.
Somalia, what the y'all got going on over there?
They already reversed the decision not to marry off children. Literally saw a grandpa crying because Somalia banned child marriage. No way. Where's the video?
mugdiya maalin madow ah shalay baarlamaanka wuxuu u soo saaray ama uu go'aan ku gaaray wax la aqbali kara ma aha.
If you think it's okay to marry a child, you have no place in America at all.
We got a wild scene in Minneapolis. Activists tried to block federal agents during ID checks in a heavily populated Somali neighborhood. Agents was forced to push through with pepper spray. Let's see it. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, bro. Right to the face. They're talking about clear the fuck out. Pepper spray from the car. Wild. Oh, dude, you don't want that shit on you. Yeah, that's it. You cover your face. You don't want that shit on you.
No, it's not okay. It's not okay. What happened? They put the spray in his eye.
It's not that bad. I've been pepper sprayed many times. We had to pepper spray each other in the Marines to fucking be certified to use OC spray. That's an experience. If you know, you know. Look at that, bro. Clear him out. Yeah, clear him out. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Give ICE some fucking equipment to disperse these fucks.
These Somalians, they try to block federal agents, but get what they deserve. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and click right here to watch the next one. Bye-bye.